How's everyone doing tonight? Or morning, where it is where I am. Holy shit, that topic is deep, bro. Shit sent me for a loop. Yeah, bro. I shaved my mustache for the first time in like a year. It's doomed. My mate, who sees me every day, didn't know who I was. But anyways, welcome to Club Milton episode 2. Episode 1 went a little better than I expected, honestly. So, let's hope this goes well as well. But yeah, let's begin with the news segment. So, Bioshock and open world is a thought. So apparently a new ambitious Bioshock game is in the works from the original devs. And it will be open world and take place in a fantastical new world, as they put it. Development began in 2019, so quite a while ago. And even still, they said it's going to take a long time for them to finish, which makes sense. They're doing something new, and I think that's great, honestly. I'm interested to see what a Bioshock open world game would look like. I've always kind of thought it would go well with the franchise because it is, you got Bioshock 3, where it's this grand city, and imagine something on the scale of that, but like fully explorable. It'd be beautiful, honestly. My mum wanted me to shave my beard for the longest time, and when I finally did, she had the biggest shit go back face I'd ever seen. Yeah, that sounds about right. That was my parents' reaction as well. But yeah, next up. This was cool to see. PS5 got its first major update. It's kind of strange that we are already getting an update. Like, I mean, no one has the system. Not even a lot of content creators couldn't even get their hands on this. So, yeah. I'd be hella down for it. I haven't played Bioshock in so long, though. I kind of want to go back and see what I think. I really enjoy the first one still. I think it holds up pretty well. What's a PS5? It's this mystical system that you probably never heard of. I only heard of it because I got my uncle who works at Sony. So that's why I know it. I hate to disclose it to you like this, but yes, it exists, and it's been there for like 6 months. You know, funnily enough, my uncle does actually work at Sony. Truthfully, that's kind of weird. So anyways, the new update released on April 14th, and it can now store PS5 games. Oh, you can now store PS5 games on compatible external USB drives. I don't remember if you could do that with the PS4. I'm not too sure, but you may have been able to. Cross-generation play, share play is very, very cool, I think. So with that, you can play PS4 titles and PS5 titles. If they're on the same system, you know, you can share play between the two systems, which is really cool, I feel. You can request to join a game session on both PS4 and PS5, so that's similar to just how it used to work on the PS4, but now it's added functionality to work with the PS5, which is really cool. It has improved game-based menu, so I think they made it more minimalistic. So, jeez, minimalism. You can now disable game chat or just player's volume, which is really nice. I don't know why that wasn't there in the beginning, but it's there now, so. And you can game update pre-download. You can pre-download game updates now, which yeah, that's very useful, I feel. so that when the new update comes out for, let's say, a multiplayer game, people can head straight into it as soon as the update launches, like goes live. I wish more games would do that. You can customize game library. I don't remember the specifics, but I remember it being pretty, like, in-depth. You can change screen zoom, which is really good for people with poor eyesight. So it's cool to see that they're adding more functionality for users with certain disabilities and stuff. New trophy settings and stat screen, which again, they went for like a minimalistic approach, so, you know, Sony. Is there a list for compatible drives? I don't know if they released it, I can check. Okay, let's see. According to Games Radar, you can back it on stuff like just a Samsung SSD, maybe a Seagate. I would check the specifics before you get one, obviously. Otherwise, you know, it might not work, and that would be pretty. That kind of suck. But it seems to be working with just the standard drives like Samsung and all that, so it should work with most drives. Or like, you know, most big brand name drives. So moving on. NieR Automata is getting a Steam patch. It's currently in development, and Square has announced that a patch has been in the works for a bit now. So this is really good. I'm really excited for this because I had to play it on PS4. I refunded my PC version because it ran like crap, and there was a lot of bugs and glitches for me. So it's nice to see that they're fixing that finally after so many years. So I'll probably buy it again on Steam once the patches do come out, and if they do work well, obviously. If not, I'm still just gonna stick with the PS4 version, or maybe just get the Xbox Game Pass version, because that version's better, even. But yeah, no, this is really exciting news. I know a lot of friends who only have a PC and haven't played NieR Automata because the Steam version is kinda eh. Okay, I've been waiting for that because I wasn't expecting that shit to fail so fast, but games are so big nowadays. Yeah. I don't know why it wasn't there from the beginning, honestly, because I'm pretty sure you could do it with the PS4 on launch. But yeah, no, this is exciting news. I had to mod NieR so much to get it to be stable. Yeah, it was really bad. It was a mess on launch, and it still is. So I'm glad that they're going out of their way to fix it. It seems that Square is, or at least Platinum Games, is actually trying to make their PC ports playable. Because, you know, I've seen this problem with Square PC ports, or rather Steam ports, where they've usually always been pretty bad. And most of the time, Square Enix just like, forget about it. You know, we put it out there, people are buying it. But I hope this starts a trend for Square Enix as a whole to fix their PC ports, or Steam ports rather. But yeah, this is cool news. NieR Replicant version 1.22474487139 DLC has surfaced. So this has surfaced on the Microsoft Store, which tends to happen for whatever reason. I don't know why. It tends to happen on the Microsoft Store. But it's called the For Yoha DLC. and it's not much, but it's pretty neat. It includes 4 new costumes and 4 new weapons based off NieR Automata. So for the NieR Automata fans, like the heavy fans, they can enjoy some of that inside their game, which is really cool, I feel. It will release alongside the game on April 23rd. I don't think a price was released, so I think we'll have to wait for an official announcement. Bro, I know I'm probably one of 3 people, but I've been waiting for FF13 to get fixed on PC. The first is fine, but the rest are kind of fucked. Yeah, I get what you mean. I only own FF13, the first one, on Steam. I don't have 13.2 or Lightning Returns, because I've heard pretty bad things about the PC port. So, yeah. I mean, as much as we all see everyone hating on FF13, it's kind of really nostalgic to me. Like, I enjoy it a lot, like, in terms of not just nostalgic purposes, but because it's like a product of its time, like, you know, the early 2010s and or late 2000s, like that era of gaming, and it just, like, you can see it smeared all over the game, and it's really nice, I feel. That's why I can't hate the game at all. I have those on PS3. I do too. I don't know where it is. It's probably packed in a box. But yeah, I think FF13 was the first FF game I finished, like, fully completed. The first game I actually played was FF10-2. 10-2, yeah, not 10, 10-2. That was the first FF game I played, and didn't go very well with me. 8-year-old me did not enjoy it very much. But yeah, moving on. This is kind of a big deal. Sony invests even more into Epic Games after already originally investing $250 million sometime last year. They invested another $200 million, and I don't know what they're working towards. Definitely some sort of, like, bond partnership sort of deal. They might, if they if they ever release their games, their Sony exclusives on the PC, it's probably going to be an Epic exclusive. So, you know, watch out for Bloodborne in Epic Games. I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm gonna be actually, like, livid, bro. I'm actually gonna be livid if that happens. Holy crap. Ah, jeez. I mean, I have nothing against Epic Games Store, but I have all my stuff in one place, and I want to keep it that way, you know? And then, you know, Xbox Game Pass, because that shit's kind of really cheap. Yeah, I always like keeping my stuff in one place, or one type of thing, so, like, with my PS4 games, I only have PS4 exclusives. That's it. Everything else is either, you know, on Switch, Nintendo exclusives, on PC, everything else. That's how I do my stuff now. It was a bit different back in the day, but now that I got, like, a solid PC, that's how I do it. And I think a lot of others do that as well, so... Okay, so this kind of made me, like, fume a bit when I first heard it. So Naughty Dog wishes they were working on a new Jak and Daxter game. Yeah, you pass my here? Yeah, okay, cool. A lot of people at Naughty Dog still love Jak and Daxter, it seems, and the problem seems to be is that they have several games stuck in pre-production. Their main focus seems to be The Last of Us remake, and in a way, I kind of a little bit feel bad for Naughty Dog, because a lot of them seem to be wanting to work on a actual interesting game, you know? But they're getting stuck because of higher-ups, probably people at Sony, or people just in the hierarchy of Naughty Dog, like at the very top, just being like, no, we gotta make The Last of Us 3 or something, featuring Ellie's kid or something, you know. Well, it wasn't Ellie's kid, but whatever. No dog can go second, so lick my testicle. Yeah, I think that's how a lot of people feel of all the stuff they've done. But I still have a glimmer of hope, you know. It's just, you know, hearing stuff like this, it makes me so sad because I want this to happen. But it seems to be something always stopping them from making it happen. Okay, moving on. Okay, so Nintendo Indie World aired in April, well, this month. Just a couple days ago. I think on the 14th or the 15th. And a lot of games were announced. A lot of indie games. So I couldn't get all the screenshots in here or trailers or whatever, because there's a lot of them. So I'm just gonna rapid fire spit them out. So Road 96 is coming out sometime soon on the Switch. Okay, so just gonna get this out of the way, these are all on the Switch. Aerial Knights Never Yield coming out on May 19th. Last Stop coming out July of this year. Hindsight coming out later this year. Ollie Ollie World coming in this winter. The Longing came out on April 15th, so pretty much when right after the Direct or Indie World aired. There Is No Game Wrong Dimension came out on the April 15th as well. Teenage Mutant Turtles, Shredder's Revenge coming later this year. That was an interesting one to see. Chris Tales coming July 20th. Getsufuma Den, Undying Moon coming next year. Aztec Forgotten Gods coming this fall. Skull the Hero Slayer coming this summer. Art of Rally coming this summer. Kiwe coming August. Labyrinth City coming this spring. Waving Tides coming May. The House of the Dead remake announced, which was cool to see. And the Lilies coming June 21st. Beast of Maravilla Island coming June. Bez coming out April 15th. And Oxenfree 2 Lost Signals was announced. So yeah, a lot of stuff. A lot of which I've never heard of, but some of them look pretty interesting. And I don't know if I'm the only one, but when it comes to Fez, I think of the little candy. The one who had like Mario and Donkey Kong and shit, and it would like spit out these little capsule thingies. Candies, yeah. That's what I think of when I hear Fez. Moving on. Even more NieR Replicant news. In an article by PC Games N, Yosuke Saito, I think producer at Square Enix, reveals that NieR Replicant includes more cut content from the original game, which is really, really cool to hear, honestly, because I remember the original game having a lot of cut content. And it has a link to NieR Automata in the game, which is cool to see, so that'll be there for the fans. I'm interested to see what kind of wild shit they come up with to link Replicant to Automata this time. Yosuke also says something for Dad NieR fans will be in the game, which I'm really excited for, because, I mean, that was my first NieR game, NieR Gestalt. And he lastly states that fans of the original will be more than satisfied. And, yeah, with how Platinum Games is going right now, I can kind of firmly believe that, you know. They've been pretty solid the past few years, so, I'm excited to see what they dish out with this remake, because so far it looks really good. Okay. Days Gone is coming to Steam and Epic. So after what? The cancellation of the second game, we now find out that the game is coming to PC via Steam and Epic Store, and the release is slated for May 18th. Which is kind of a strange move, honestly. So, you know, after cancelling the second game, I thought they'd just leave the game be, but no, they want a little extra money, you know, just a little more. But yeah, no, fair enough. Okay. We all remember this. Roger remembers this. Resident Evil Village demo and Mercenaries mode was announced. on April 15th, the RE showcase aired, and quite a lot of stuff was revealed. So we got time demos for PS4, PS5, and PC. As we can see in the bottom picture. I don't know if you can read that very well though. So for the Village demo, it's available for 8 hours, and it's coming in North America. It's on April 17th, 5 PM PDT. I don't want to play the demo because I feel like I'm getting cucked when those 30 minutes pass. Yeah, kind of same, but I kind of want to play it. I'm, you know, alright bro, I got you on the TV while I eat with the fam. Oh, let's go. So yeah, the castle demo was also announced to come out. It's also available for 8 hours. I don't know why they're doing these time demos. It's kind of strange. I know why they'd get rid of it after the game would launch, but you know, before the game launches, I don't know why they take it off. Like just giving everyone an 8-hour window, you know? That's how long I sleep for. I could just sleep through it. Okay, so the Village and Castle multi-platform demo, which I think is a separate demo, is available through launch. So I think that one is just available on the day of launch till the end, but the other two aren't, unless, you know, they're both the same. But that's releasing on May 1st, which is a couple days before launch, around 6 days. So yeah, for a lot of people, I know this will be a fun time. And big thing, Mercenaries mode is finally returning to Resident Evil, which I think is really exciting news because I really like Mercenaries mode. It's just this game mode kind of similar to I guess Call of Duty Zombies, where you have to survive rounds with picking up like guns, ammo, and killing like all the zombies and all that stuff. And you know, it's just how long you can survive for, how many points you can rack up. It's a really fun game mode that can get intense. So I'm interested to see how it would play out in first person. It might be a little scary, but we'll see how it goes. This was cool to see. Resident Evil 4 VR was announced, which I think was hinted or like leaked sometime last year, which is why I saw it coming when they announced something for the Oculus Quest. I was like, oh, okay, so this is the Resident Evil 4 VR, but then yeah, it ended up being that. Looking at the footage, it looks like, you know, a VR game. You got Leon's hands just floating and you just control them. It's kind of funny looking, honestly. It'll be interesting to play RE4 for like the 20th time in VR this time. And, you know, buy it for the 11th time. They gotta find some way to get some money out of me again. More information will be revealed on April 21st at the Oculus Gaming Showcase. Tune into that if you want to hear more about it. And I guess we can launch into a main discussion for tonight, or today. When does a game stop being a game? I've had this discussion in my mind for a long time, especially after, you know, recent years with how the gaming industry is. So let's get into it with what makes a game a game. We're going straight from the bottom. So obviously gameplay defines a game. Being able to control the player character and being able to do things with him and go on a specific path that you want to do, and just a bunch of interactivity essentially. No interruptions during gameplay, cinematics cut in every 2 minutes. We all know how annoying that is. It just feels like a film. And I feel just that is the defining features of a game. Like at the very base, you know, obviously there's other stuff that makes it: story, soundtrack, cutscenes, like the models, the just the gameplay mechanics as well. Like, there's a lot of specifics that go into it, but in a broad term, just like as simple as I can put it, this is basically what a game needs, I feel. And let's get into what doesn't make a game a game. Less than 60% gameplay, I feel, so pretty much when more than 40% of the game is just cutscenes, or yeah, just cutscenes, like cinematics. Restrictions in the game, like being unable to control everything and being limited to a specific path. I feel that also causes some problems in the game. Too many cinematics interrupting gameplay flow is also another big problem, I feel. As I mentioned before, I feel that's very annoying to me personally. I don't know how others feel, but I know some friends who feel similar to me. And a big one nowadays, trying to be a film instead of a game, which, you know, it's not a good thing. I'll get into that a little later, but I feel that's a big problem. Detroit Thumb, yeah. If you couldn't tell, I did not enjoy that game. Okay, so examples of game films. So, Detroit Become Human, Heavy Rain, Until Dawn, Life is Strange, literally everything made by Telltale. And you know, these games, for better or for worse, like game films. I mean, I personally don't enjoy a lot of these because I like action games a lot. So this is like the complete opposite of what I would enjoy. But there's obviously a major market for it. But yeah, as you can see, a lot of these games have a lot of similar defining features, like, you know, emphasis on story, tons of cinematics. Most of the gameplay is just button prompts. And yeah, it's just basically just a focus on a story, an interactive story, essentially. Kind of like, if you remember those books where you would pick a specific path. I don't know if you've read any Goosebumps or something. You would pick a specific path, like a choice in the book, and it'll tell you to turn to a certain page where that choice would come into fruition. It's similar to that, essentially, but like, you know, much smoother in delivery. Why do these types of games exist? So, I feel mostly to appeal to people who are more so there to enjoy a story with some interactivity, rather than, you know, a full blown out game like Devil May Cry or something, or Kingdom Hearts or Persona 5 or something like that, you know. And for people who don't play many games and don't want to get too deep into it, so basically think of yeah, just anyone who has barely played a game on their life, probably someone who's played a game with their kids or something, and this would probably be something they would enjoy by themselves. I feel that's why the market is so big. It's kind of there for, like, yeah, people who don't play games. And people who enjoy films. So I know a lot of people who love films, and they love these games especially. So like Heavy Rain, I know a lot of people who like it, and they love films. Until Dawn, they love films, and so on. And I feel this is like a very important topic, this one especially. The effect of these games on the industry is something that needs to be taken into consideration, I feel. Games like this have succeeded, making it an appealing market to developers, I feel. So that's why we're seeing it pop up everywhere. And a lot of developers are incorporating characteristics from these games into every game they make now. So like Naughty Dog and Sony and a bunch of others as well, which, you know, can lead to some problems. And I feel this hurts the gaming industry due to it leaning more into films rather than games, which in turn kind of leads it to a medium which is having an identity crisis, which is not a good thing. So, like, 10 years from now, we're gonna question whether these type of games are even games anymore. Like, are they just interactive films, or are they still games, I feel like that topic's gonna pop up a lot more throughout the years. And this isn't always a bad thing, as, like, I sound pretty negative right now, but I don't feel it's always a bad thing. It can lead to some pretty decent and cool games, like, Ghost of Tsushima uses a lot of film characteristics from 60s samurai films. Like, I love those 60s samurai films, like Seven Samurai and all that stuff. So it's cool to see how they incorporate that into a game. And I feel they pull it off really well. But then, always too much of something is a bad thing. It can be said with everything. And I've listed some examples of cinema-influenced games. So, The Last of Us Part 2, obviously. Uncharted, there should be a separate dot point, but whatever. Death Stranding, I feel that was when a lot of people started to question when games like these are going too far. God of War 2018, Horizon Zero Dawn, Ghost of Tsushima, as I stated previously, and a lot more, definitely. How do you feel about Kojima going forward then? I feel he should sort of go back to his roots of Metal Gear Solid while still trying to make something more action influenced than Death Stranding, which is essentially just a walking simulator with some action in it. So I feel that what would be best for Kojima right now is to go in with essentially what the idea of PT was. Something similar to that, like a horror experience with cinematics or cinema influences, maybe some, like, I don't know, Jacob's Ladder or even The Ring or something in there involved, but have it more centered around gameplay interactivity and how you can get the players to be scared or something, I feel like Kojima would do really well in that. I feel like his cinema mindset will do really well in that sort of, like, game. So, like, when we talked about the Xbox partnership before, I hope maybe that will lead to that. That's what I'm hoping. Let us not forget about Evil Within. Yes, the first two games, both games certainly have a cinema influence, but second game to a lesser extent, which is why I enjoyed a lot more. But yeah, that's how I feel about the whole Kojima thing. Don't quote me on this, but I read somewhere that working on Metal Gear, he had someone to kind of rein him in from getting too crazy. I'm curious if Death Stranding is the result of him getting wild. That could definitely be in, because I remember Kojima Productions or Kojima himself stated one time that Sony gave them free reign, just like to do whatever he wanted. So yeah, I feel like you could be right about that. So I hope Microsoft gives him free reign, but still, nudges him into a certain direction. Because I feel like Kojima's kind of like a toddler not knowing what to do sometimes. Like, he's a pretty great developer, but, sometimes he gets a little too wild with games. Which is, sometimes a good thing, but a lot of times a bad thing. Okay. So moving on. Are these still games? We're asking the real questions now. Short answer, yes. Longer answer, yes, but barely. They're kind of holding it together by, like, the thread of a string. Since the games are influenced by films, they will be much more cinematic, which isn't a bad thing, but if overused or over-relied on, it can hurt the game. This can be seen in God of War 2018. I mean, this is obviously just my opinion, but I thought God of War 2018 was just like good. It was like 7 out of 10, you know? I didn't enjoy it too much. I felt like, you know, as a core God of War fan, it didn't deliver, which I'll get into in a bit. But, yeah, I feel like it went too much on the film influence, which hurt it for me. Like, I just wanted to play a hack and slash game, but instead I kind of got a linear action game with a lot of cinematics. And, like, I mean a lot. Making it annoying, to me at least, you know? And while these types of characteristics are seen and enjoyed in, like, The Last of Us, it existed from the beginning of the, like, the inception of that franchise. God of War was, at its root, at its base, at its core, a hack and slash for many games, from its beginning to, like, up until 2018. So it's very jarring to returners like me, who expected a hack and slash game, but again, instead got a linear action game with a lot of cinema influence. But yeah, I know a lot of people feel differently about that, and I don't blame them. It is a pretty damn interesting story. And going back to hurting games with like cinema influence or cinematics involved in them, I guess a recent one I was playing on stream, Kingdom Hearts 3. With some of their abilities, they went like focused on cinematics, which you can turn off, but it's still pretty focused on cinematics even when you turn off the settings. It kind of gets annoying after like even a couple tries of it. As much as I love that game, that part of it does get a bit annoying when you use those kind of abilities and that happens. But yeah. How do I feel about Minecraft Story Mode being on Netflix though? Man, Minecraft Story Mode, it's genius. Honestly, genius. My 6-year-old brother loves it. He's a critic. He's seen on sites such as Press Start. He's a genius critic, and he said it was 10 out of 10. And I believe him. Didn't it take a long time to even put the toggle to remove them? No, the toggle came out with launch, I think, but I remember it not working as efficiently as it did later. Yeah, you gonna go play Minecraft Story Mode now? Yep, 10 out of 10 game. I cried during some of the death scenes, man. It honestly got me. Made me cry more than Persona 4. Love the YouTuber mansion arc. Okay, so moving on. The future of these games, and will they ever die out? I feel like the future of these types of games is pretty secure, which is why companies keep dishing them out. A lot of people are looking to play games casually, making this a perfect entryway to them. I know a lot of people who barely played any games or don't really play difficult games and just want to enjoy something, like just a story with like interactivity and some action in it. They tend to love games like The Last of Us, Uncharted, Ghost of Tsushima, and so on. And that's great. I feel like a genre of gaming or a market for gaming for like the casual players is always a good thing, because that just makes more people love games, and that's always a good thing. People getting into games, loving them, even though it might be sometimes not considered games, it's fine. As long as, you know, they enjoy it, if they love it, they're passionate about it. That's kind of what games are about, you know. So yeah, no, I doubt they'll die out anytime soon, but maybe one day people will get bored of them, and I don't know how long that'll take, but it may happen. So, when do games stop being games? Gotta answer the question, the topic question. Pretty much when we just sit there and press a single button to do something every hour. I asked my mates about this, they pretty much felt the same about it, and yeah, it's pretty much that's when I will firmly give up on the games industry. can always be a gateway to trying other games. I had a friend give DMC a shot just because he wanted more out of Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, definitely. And again, as I said, that's always a great thing. Getting more people to enjoy games, yeah. I like that. I really like that. But yeah, I guess another gateway. I know a lot of visual novel fans who got into games through playing the Persona franchise. So like they played a lot of visual novels. So like Garcia, I would say. A lot of them played that. The Garcia franchise. And from there they went into Danganronpa. And then they tried Persona 5. And then they started to try other RPGs like Dragon Quest and all that. And they kept going down the rabbit hole like that. And that's great. I feel that's really good for the industry to... Like, it also helps it thrive as well. Because as soon as they start getting into those types of games, they start to get more popular. And then, you know, that means we're going to see more games like that, which is always a good thing. Respect, yeah. Okay, so yeah, that's the discussion done, essentially. It's a bit early, I think. But I guess I'll open it to chat discussion now. Just, I guess for the next 10 to 15 minutes, I'll discuss with the chat. So I'm interested to hear everyone's thoughts on this. Or if you're watching the VOD later on, you can, you know, put in the comments of the video. We're turning this into Minecraft story mode stream. I don't even know how I'm gonna stream that. Let me check. I think it's copyrighted, isn't it? Like, wouldn't I get like a copyright strike for it? Maybe, because it might be considered a film. No, people are playing it on Twitch. Honestly, I don't know what to think of these, because every time I play one of those Detroit type games, it's just like 20-hour meme that I can stream. That is true. I mean, we've all seen the... what's it called? We all saw the Heavy Rain memes, especially the chicken chase scene, and how like that dude was chasing a chicken and would fail every QTE, and it would just lead to some dumb cutscenes, and it'd be so funny. Stuff like that's pretty enjoyable. I know I like Telltale's the Walking Dead Season 1, but then I kind of stopped caring. Yeah, I enjoyed Season 1, I played Season 2 and 3, but I didn't finish Season 3 because I just got bored. Bro, my brother's name is Jason, so whenever we would go to the mall, I'd just yell, Jason! He hates me for it. That's the life. If I get a dog or a cat or something, I'll name him Jason, and I'll just keep shouting Jason, like in the voice, to get him into the room. Naming my cat as a meme. I don't know if that's a good idea. The poor animal, yeah. Maybe this is why I don't have a pet yet. But yeah, Roger, any thoughts? Actually, no, this went around the same length as the last one, so yeah, pretty consistent, I guess. Name the cat Among Us and let him be a real meme. I feel like that might die out soon, though. Then it would become like kind of a, you know, a stale-ass meme. That's an image. Stale-ass meme. I guess what? Oh yeah, Life is Strange. They're still making games for that. I don't know why. People enjoy it still, I guess, but yeah, it's still some Life is Strange games coming out there for you guys. The Life is Strange fans. Wow. But yeah, I think we're done here. I guess we can show a few trailers before we stop and move on to a game. Okay, yeah, we can show RE4 VR. That was an interesting thing. They're making a Life is Strange MCU kind of thing for all the fans. Are they actually? There's no way. I'll cry. I'll actually cry. Okay. Goodbye, relaxing SMT and Persona music. That video was perfect for these streams, actually. I was joking. Yeah, I was about to end the stream now and cry myself to sleep. That video was a banger though, yeah. Made it back when I was still a young lad. Back when I was an innocent youth who didn't know heartbreak. Okay, let's change this. That's cool. Cool to see that. There it is. Okay. This was an interesting trailer to see.
Hi, I'm Mike Morishita, executive producer at Facebook. Resident Evil, the franchise that changed the way we think about video games,
we saw this last time,
still
but
going strong after 25 years.
we'll just give it a bit of a look again.
On this incredible milestone. Now let's rewind for a moment. I remember when Resident Evil 4 launched in 2005. It was amazing, brilliant. Nobody had ever seen a game like it before, and it remains at the pinnacle of the survival horror genre.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
16 years since the launch of Resident Evil 4, the gaming industry has evolved, and new ways to play have entered the market. And we've been eager to explore how Resident Evil 4
It looks so
can be
funny.
enhanced for a modern audience.
I'm Mike Perdue, VP of Content at Facebook Reality Labs. I'm excited to announce that
It's just, it looks so funny. Look at this typewriter.
Studio are partnering to bring
And you can like throw your gun
Evil
and shit.
4
It's
to
cool.
Quest 2.
It's pretty
We're
cool,
thrilled
honestly.
about this game. We can't wait for you to experience the world of Resident Evil in a new medium. It's immersive, comes with a first-person perspective, and will bring new richness and depth to the Resident Evil 4 experience you know and love. You'll be able to step inside the game for the first time. Tune in to the Oculus game.
I want to go back to the inventory. Look at this. Look at that inventory, bro. It's so weird. So I have to like lean in to do inventory management now, like just pick up stuff like, yep, okay, cool. It's like I'm working at a goddamn shopping mall again. I don't miss that. Okay, I think we're cool to switch the stream to a game. So for future me, this is time to cut the VOD. Bye bye people at YouTube. Hope you enjoyed the video.